Game Crunch, your weekly video game podcast. My name is Mike Anastasia, and with me today we have Nick.
Ew.
And Brandon.
Hello.
We are talking about games and things.
Yep. We sure are.
Brandon, why don't you, drink some caffeine or something?
I don't have any.
Make some.
Make some
How do
caffeine.
you make caffeine? I mean, yeah, how do you make caffeine? I feel like I shouldn't Google that because I might get put on a list, but
I don't think you're going to get put on a list for asking how to make caffeine.
I don't know.
I don't know.
wanna
I
find
don't
out.
think so. I don't think that would be something.
The caffeine fucking hitman going to drop in from the ceiling and be like, go, go, go! He's trying to figure it out!
Maybe. You don't know, and I don't want to find out.
Well, I just Googled it. It looks straight up like cocaine at the beginning.
Yeah. I was like, nope.
But anyways, games.
Games, yeah, not meth. Games.
So actually, Nick, I think you played the most relevant thing this week.
Which is
So you do it
surprising.
I
That is so
know.
surprising.
What are the odds? Pretty low. But that does happen from time to time.
Yes, yeah, it does. I played Pokemon Untie Your Shoes.
Oh, okay.
No, I played Huh?
I said, how was it?
It's really good, actually. So, Pokemon Unite was a MOBA that was announced, I want to say about a year ago or so, and it finally came out this past week. And I've been having a lot of fun with it. I've been playing with my friends. It's been super addictive. The game itself functions correctly, as you would hope any game
Okay.
would. However, the menus are like god awful. There's a lot going on. They're sluggish at times. Even docked, they're very sluggish at times. But the actual gameplay itself, you get solid frames per second. So docked it's 60, undocked it's 30, and it stays solid. They even give you a nifty little FPS monitor at the top
Oh,
left.
interesting.
But there's a couple different modes. There's ranked, regular, and then there's like a quick mode. Each games are 10 minutes long, with the quick mode being 5 minutes. And basically, if you've played any other MOBA, you have the general idea of what to do here. It's mostly comparable to League of Legends, where you have the lane set up into the top-down view. You have all your different champions. I've been
I can't
playing
wait
as-
until someone playing as Charizard tells me to go kill myself because I don't understand the general mechanics of the game.
It's fine. It's not made by Riot, so you won't have that fan base.
I don't know about that, man. MOBA fan bases in general are that.
Maybe. I mean, who
I think
knows?
it's just online gaming in general. Is like
Yeah,
that.
online gaming's pretty shitty in general for that.
Yeah.
However, like I said, so it's like that. So if you've played any MOBA that's like a top-down MOBA, you get the general idea. I was hoping that some of my friends would get the idea, having played Overwatch, because like a lot of even though like Overwatch is a first-person shooter, it's still like a MOBA, and a lot of the same mechanics apply. Like, hey, don't try to 2v1 people, don't feed, don't do none of that kind of stuff. And they just, I guess it hasn't clicked for them that like, even though this is top down, it's like a different like graphical style, like it's still the same concepts. So like I've had to like be like, hey guys, let's not do this, and then we will win. So
No, you
depending on
don't.
depending on what Pokemon you pick too, you can evolve mid-match. So like you can pick Charmander and work your way up to Charizard. Like I said, I play Snorlax and Pikachu, so there's no evolutions for them. But no, it's actually pretty fun. I like playing it with my friends. It's pretty addictive. I've been playing it every day.
Oh yeah.
It's coming to mobile phones in September. I bought the battle pass for it because it has all these little nifty costumes for the Pokemon, and it's adorable to see them in the different costumes. So of course I had to buy it.
Of course.
But yeah, just been having a great time with it. I hope they do some performance updates for the menu system though, because like I said, it is like really sluggish at times, and it gets annoying because like you're trying to pick your character, and like it's just you pick a solid 3 seconds, 4 seconds of like not being able to move, hit it again. So like it definitely needs to be cleaned up in that aspect of it. I have a feeling this is gonna be one of those games that like it's probably gonna run better on your phone than it is the Switch, because it seems like it's more of like a mobile user interface than it is the Switch interface. But that's
Like
for me.
touchscreen, is that what you're saying? Or
Yeah, like it seems like it's more geared toward touchscreens than it is controller. Although it does play fine with controller. But yeah, like I said, it's been fun. It's been neat. They actually announced a new character coming to it today too.
Gardevoir, right?
Yeah, Gardevoir is coming on the 28th. Strangely enough, an attacker, not a healer.
Oh, that's kind of
So
surprising.
yeah, so like in terms of the Pokemon that you get to pick from, they all have different like aspects of them. So like Snorlax is a defender, would be like your tank class. Pikachu is an attacker. Um, Edelgos is a healer, supporter class. But yeah, Gardevoir, they're like, yep, ranged attacker. Like that doesn't make any sense, but I guess so. We'll go with it. So, and it's funny too, because like some of my friends were like, well, how big's the roster for other MOBAs? And like you look at League of Legends or Dota 2, and like their rosters are 120 characters big, and meanwhile Pokemon Unite's roster is only 20 characters. So I'm like, yeah, we got some space here. We definitely got some room to move to move here.
Yeah, and well, I mean, hey, there's like 7 billion Pokemon.
Yeah, that too.
So you
There's
got
just so
that.
many.
But it'd be like, I mean, I don't remember like when League of Legends didn't start out like anything close to 100, did it?
I think it started out with like 30 or 40.
Yeah, it seems to be what I remember
Yeah.
too.
So I mean, like, it's definitely starting in the same kind of vein. But like I said, I've been having a lot of fun playing with my friends, and it's just been a good time. So
That's
I'll
good.
probably play more of it tonight. At least get my dailies in. But other than that, I haven't been
Dailies
playing.
for Unite?
Yeah, there's dailies.
Really?
So like daily check-ins and stuff like that. Daily things you can do to because
Okay.
like so like you can upgrade things too. I guess I
Free
forgot
to
to
play,
mention
so they
that.
gotta keep you coming back, you know?
No, actually, strangely enough, as many free to play games that I've played, this one it's weird too, considering it's a 10-cent made game. I feel like you don't. Obviously, it's pay to win, right? Like 100%, you can just load like $1,000 into this game and upgrade your characters to the fullest. But
That's a
like,
shame.
I
I mean,
have.
honestly, I can't really. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I can't think of any 10-cent game currently at this point in time that is pay to win. So that's kind of a shame
Call of
that
Duty
that is.
Mobile.
That's 10-cent.
Yes, 10-cent.
That's a shame. Okay, yeah, I guess you're
Yeah.
right.
Um.
I meant like actual games. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. So like
Like
you can get.
actual games.
Yeah, you can get upgrades for your
Because I think
Pokemon.
of you tell me like Tencent, I think of like PUBG, like the original, not the mobile one.
Yeah.
There's nothing there that's pay to win. I think
Yeah.
of Fortnite, and there's nothing there that's pay to win. And then I think of Valorant, and there's nothing there that's pay to win. So
No.
those are like the three main games I go to. Same with League of Legends. I don't think there's anything in League of Legends that's pay to win. I think it's all just skins and cosmetics, basically.
Yeah, so
So
your champions in Pokemon Unite can hold items, and the items themselves have different abilities. Um, you can buy upgrades for those held items. So every item has an item level from 1 to 20, and depending on what level is depends on how effective that item is. So like on my Snorlax, I have Rock Helmet and Buddy Barrier, and what those two things do. Hold on, I took a picture because my friends were like, "Hey, what's your Snorlax build right now?" So I actually can tell you exactly what they do because it's in the camera roll. There it is. All right. So Buddy Barrier. When the Pokemon uses its Unite move, which is like an ultimate move that most of your mobile characters will have, the Pokemon and the nearby ally Pokemon with the lowest HP are granted shields equal to 20% their max HP, and then that percentage goes up depending on how high level that item is. So that's where the pay to win aspect comes in, where like you can buy held items for your Pokemon, and then buy the upgrade tokens just to upgrade them to the max level, and now your Pokemon is just like not impervious, but like you're gonna have a fun time trying to take them down compared to like a Pokemon with maybe like regular leveled held items or like no held items. So it is definitely pay to win in
that
that
sounds like a
aspect.
shitty game. I know
It's
you're
not.
saying like
It's
it's not
fun.
bad, but I'm saying that sounds really shitty if you could actually just pay to win something. Like general rule of thumb is I
I
don't
mean,
like pay to win
yeah.
games at all. It's really
Neither do
garbage.
I.
My understanding, though, is Nick can probably tell me I'm wrong if I am, but it's like it's pay to win, but it's like you got to pay a lot of money to win. Like it's
Oh
not
yeah,
like
it's definitely like you can't just like load that game up, drop $60 and be like, I'm a fucking god. Like you gotta pay like
Dude, whales on games that are garbage are like one of the most common things ever. I have a friend that literally spends $300 a week on the Final Fantasy mobile game.
I have opinions about that I will not share because they're your friend and my opinions aren't nice.
Is okay, I totally understand. I tell him, hey, it's your money and you can do whatever you want with it as long as you still have the money you need
I had a
to
friend
live. But
I had a former friend, I don't talk to this person anymore, who was doing that same thing but with the Kingdom Hearts mobile game.
Ew.
And I was like, you're paying for a PS at the time. I think PS3 was out or PS4. I forget how long ago this was now. I was like, bro, you're buying a PS4 a month in like
Yeah,
mobile
it's too
game
much.
credit. Like, stop it. Knock it off.
I didn't say a month. I said a week.
Or whatever. I mean, that's bad too. Like, so like the thing
And
is,
that's
too,
worse.
the thing is too, like I will drop money on games. Like I think when you stepped away, I don't know if you heard me say I bought the battle pass for this game, but that was mostly for the cosmetics that I wanted for my Pokemon and my trainer. And like I'll drop money, like not like that. I maybe have spent 300 collectively on skins for games. Maybe.
He's also the same kind of person that like just plays like mobile stuff in general, or like things that are free to play in general. Like I also watched him drop like $200 on Phantasy Star Online New Genesis.
Yeah, that's
Just like
disgusting.
nothing.
Yeah, that's gross. So yeah, like I will spend money on games like that, but not for like the pay to win aspect, but like, oh look, there's this cute little outfit for Pikachu. I will give you $5. So
Yeah. Well, he was going for outfits on Phantasy Star Online
yeah,
because they brought back all the past emotes and outfits and hairstyles and everything, so like you could buy them instead of grinding your ass off and then trying to pay for them in the marketplace. So he was just like, yeah, I'll just drop like $151 to get literally everything I ever wanted that was going to take me thousands of hours of grinding otherwise. But for the Final Fantasy game, I mean, he actually likes the game. It's not just like, haha, I have the best units or some stupid shit like that. Like, he likes the story. He likes the actual game. He's been to, I think, 3 of their conventions. It's something he genuinely cares about.
Yeah.
It's not just like, oh, I do it just because I want to flex or some stupid shit like that. It's just that's how that's his enjoyment.
Yeah, I guess that's understandable, but like to truly pay to win in this game, like you're gonna have to drop a lot of money, but like, and you're gonna have the people that do that, but for the most part, like I've been
you're gonna have people that drop thousands of
Yeah.
dollars easily. They
I've
aren't gonna give a
been
shit.
playing the game consistently for the past let's see, since Friday, I guess. I like playing like a good amount every day. And like I haven't felt like I've been in a situation where I've lost because it was unfair. It's always I've lost because oh shit, I pushed up too far, or oh shit, I was a little bit too aggressive on my approach or stuff like that. So like I haven't got to the point yet where like I'm just getting like rolled up on by like one, like where it's like 3v1 and the one is taking out the 3 of us.
You want to know why?
Because they suck.
No, I was gonna say. Well, I guess that's probably a ruder way of saying it. I was gonna say they're probably the higher skill level players are the ones that dropped a shit ton of money. You know what I mean?
Well, that too. I am playing pubs most of the time.
Yeah, as you go higher, it's probably gonna get harder because you're gonna start running into those whales. So I'd be curious to see how it is for like higher level play, if it's even possible.
I've been
without...
playing ranked. I have been playing ranked. So once I get to a higher level ranked play, I will let you know.
Yeah, let me know how that goes. I'm very interested in hearing about it.
But yeah, I've been having a good time with it. So there
right,
is
good
that.
for you.
That's what's important anyway.
That is what's important. I don't play a lot of games right now, but sitting down playing this, I can come in, play 5-6 games, and get out and be like, all right, I did my daily gaming. I'm good now. So, but yeah, that's all I've got.
All right. I'll talk about what I've been playing. Mine's super random. So, just went back to my 3DS again because I was like, well, I might as well just keep on getting those games that I had been meaning to play on the 3DS and did not because the Switch came out. So I went back and got Hey Pikmin. So I've been threatening to buy that one for a while. It's not bad. I mean, it's not great. It's not bad. It's a good game.
Does it play like a Pikmin game?
Yeah, so it's the for people who don't remember, it's the 2D side-scrolling, like kind of like platformer puzzle, like Pikmin game thing. So
the one that everyone lost their shit about.
I don't even remember at this point. Did they?
Okay. Yeah, it was among those games like Ziplash that people didn't.
I mean, it was a couple years after those, so I couldn't remember if they did or not. Because this was like, it was like 2017, 2018. Like the Switch, I think, was already out when this game came out.
I feel like people wanted a new Pikmin on Switch, and then they were like, well, no, but how about this instead? And they're like, no, damn it, Nintendo, what is wrong with you?
But at least this one is not as, like, Is it like how you play the normal Pikmin games? No. Is it as egregious as like Ziplash or Metroid Federation Force, things like that? No. Like this definitely has the core of Pikmin still there. It's just a different gameplay style, if that makes sense. Like if you're still like walking around and collecting stuff, you're just doing it 2D instead of like strategy based. You still pick up Pikmin, you fly them around, and use your whistle to call them back, and then you find an item and it needs X amount of Pikmin to pick it up. You don't have to walk it back to your ship, which is nice because you got a magic teleporter that will just take it right from you. So that's cool. So you got that stuff, and you got the different Pikmin that do the different abilities, and it's got swimming levels, which are those are different, but those are actually fun. But the nice thing is though too, because you're down at like all immersed perspective, like it lets you do some like fun things that you couldn't do in the normal Pikmin games, like just random shit. Well, it's got some cool boss battle, I'll say that, and some of those take advantage of the 2D like gameplay style, and I think it does that really well. But it's still kind of the same, similar-ish mechanics. But then it has like some interesting stuff too. It's got like a snowboarding level where you're riding on like a bottle cap. That's cool, right?
Yeah.
Super cool. What else is that? I don't know. It just does some interesting things. Like there's one level like where there's like raindrops and they're like falling around everywhere and fucking things up. That was kind of cool. So I mean, I think it does those things really well. It's not a very like punishing puzzle game. So like if you fuck things up, you can just find Pikmin again and just keep going. I don't. I never died from losing all my like health. I only died from like just random one hit kill deaths, which there were like 3 different places that I found them. And once I knew that it was a thing, like I was like, oh okay. Well now that I know that this can kill me in one hit, I just won't fuck around with it anymore. So yeah, those kind of things. It doesn't really like reward you for getting everything, which is kind of weird. They usually be like, hey, you got everything. Here's this thing. No, they don't care. They don't care that you got everything. But it still does do the things where it's like go in the level and then you collect that random item or whatever, and then it gives you like a log for it, and you can read whatever funny name that Alamar has given this random normal everyday item that you found. And this one, it does have like some Nintendo stuff in there. Like you find a NES cartridge for Ice Climbers, and I can't remember the exact name, but it's like Revenge Simulator, I think is what he calls it.
That's
It's
amazing.
got the picture. It's got because if you remember the cover of Ice Climbers, it's got like that big polar bear thing, and then you got
Mhm.
one of the Ice Climbers with its hammer like leaping at it to attack it. It's like, and then they got NES Mario Brothers, and I think the name of that one was like Inevitable Doom, because it has them like jumping at the wall, and there's a fireball behind them, and it's basically like, look, this guy's fucked no matter what he does. He got a wall in front of him, he's got a fireball behind him. His doom is inevitable. So it's got funny stuff like that, and it does do like amiibo stuff too. So there's like amiibo, there's like special. What do I put it? They're not really special amiibo levels because like if you go into the level without the amiibo, you can get like pellets and stuff. So you got that. But if you scan an amiibo and you can go and you can collect it, and then it'll tell you random shit about the amiibo statues too. And it uses pretty much all the Mario, all the Animal Crossing, and at least what was at the time most of the Splatoon, but now it's like half because more have come out since then. So you got all those. You can scan them in, and it will tell you random things like Daisy's My Princess. That's the name for that one. I remember that one. Uh, Toad's got a funny one too. Oh, Anatomical Enigma is what they call Toad. So just funny to just, I don't know. It's just got like random shit in it. I liked it. It's a fun little like what is that puzzle platformer thing. Not anything super deep, but not anything challenging either. It's just kind of you can fuck around with it and have a good time, especially if you like Pikmin. And is there any things I really didn't like about it? No, it doesn't go like I think maybe more of like the like it never goes too far in like the rewarding aspect. Like there's tons of levels to play through, so not like you're really lacking content, and it just doesn't. I mean, maybe you could have a little bit more challenge there, but there are some if you're going for like all the items and stuff. Like there are some more challenging ones.
Mm-hmm.
So you got that. You could add some more depth, like rewards for like finishing stuff. but at least at its like base, like I said, it's a solid game. It's definitely, I would say, it is a good game. And then actually,
Okay.
one last thing too, when you collect the Pikmin, they go to this park and then they can find things for you there too. I don't know, which is kind
Huh.
of neat. But yeah, that's it. You wanted to play it, you should try it.
That's good to know. I'm glad it's like a side game, but it adds more than it detracts from the series.
Yeah, I think it expands on things pretty well.
Yeah.
So, but it also doesn't like go so far fetched that it would make like other aspects of the series weird either. Too, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that does make sense. Like Federation Force.
Yeah.
Federation
Yeah,
Force
exactly.
would make a lot of
Mhm.
sense.
Like this is just kind of like it's a nice little like side adventure for Olimar without like really defacing anything. Like it just kind of just like, hey, here's some another fun Pikmin adventure. Nothing too crazy is going on here. Have a good time, and then just get the fuck back to your planet when you're done. You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was fun. I liked it,
Nice.
and I'm glad I finally picked it up. I think part of it was like I had that Pikmin amiibo from the game, and I've always been like, I want to use this amiibo, and now I
Sure,
do.
they'll use that one of these days.
If you scan that Pikmin amiibo in, like when it levels up with the amount of Pikmin that you have in your park, and
Mhm.
then you can use it to summon Pikmin, like if you lose yours
Oh,
or
nice.
whatever. Yeah,
That's
Okay,
actually
no,
really
like-
helpful.
yeah, it is super helpful. Like I said, like if you run out of Pikmin, it's not like you're like fucked because you can just go back and get more. But it's like nice if you don't want to. So like you have that aspect because it's not like they're always just like right around the corner. Like sometimes like I don't want to backtrack to where they were or try to go forward to where they might be. Or what I actually probably used it for the most was like I would find a treasure and I didn't have enough Pikmin because I lost them, and I'd be like, well, fuck this, I'm not going back and try to find enough Pikmin for this. I'm just gonna scan this in and get those things so I don't have to walk around and do it again. So yeah, which is kind of nice. Nice little bonus, and it levels up the more Pikmin you get. So like it starts out with level 1, I think it gives you like 4, but then like if you max level it up, you can scan in like it will give you 20. So yeah, it's just a nice little upgrade.
Nice.
I think the only other 3DS game that I like really, really wanted to buy left is Bowser's Inside Story.
Go do it.
I will eventually.
Okay.
I just got. I mean, I literally played like maybe an hour of it last night, so I don't have enough to talk about it yet. But the new
Well, the
Phoenix Wright came
Vault
out last night.
closes.
Huh?
Ah.
So buy it before the Nintendo Vault closes.
I
Mhm.
know. Well, it should be a while. They did. I didn't put it in news, but apparently there's a rumor going around that developers were notified that as of April next year, they're not going to be allowed to submit anything else to the store.
Oh no.
I know. My massive 3DS revenue.
What am I gonna do?
I'm sure they still get
Oh,
like some
no.
money from it. But I did just see like I don't remember which website it was on. Someone had just posted a story like yesterday that was like this 3DS fan is super excited to go to like New York City to get like street passes and carried around his 3DS for a day and didn't get a single one. And I was like,
Yikes.
I mean, it's not really unexpected though, is it?
No, it's definitely not unexpected.
Yeah, like
Yeah, all the
it'd be cool.
street passes I have
That's
now
like-
are just completely useless too. It kind of
That's the kind
sucks.
of thing you got to bring to like a convention.
I took mine to a convention, but it's never going to matter anymore. All those voice actors I have in my 3DS, they get to die in my 3DS.
Although Nick, you are probably right. Like I bet if you go to a convention,
Yeah.
like a video game convention, I bet you would. I mean, you're not going to get like what you used to,
Oh no, like
but you'll
The
probably get
first thing-
some.
like when I had my 3DS XL in its prime, I would take it to MagFest and I'd carry it out in my bag. Like I'd have to take it out every 20 minutes to clear them out.
Oh, when I was at GameStop convention,
Mhm.
like it literally was. You clear them out and it's instantly full again.
Mhm.
Like there was no way. It was just instant. Like you're like, oh, I got 10 already, and you cleared out. Like, oh, I got 10 already, and cleared out again. It was just like non-stop, like endless. So that's what they did. I was just thinking about it too when I read that article. I was like, well, if I really miss it, I could have like 3DSs at this point. I mean, I could just set them up and just street pass myself over and over again to play the street pass games if I really wanted to. So, but I don't. I don't really want to. They were fun, but they're old now.
I don't want to play with you anymore. And just drop the 3DS on the ground.
I know. It is kind of disappointing though that they didn't do like Street Pass for the Switch somehow.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there has to be a way. Even if they did it like through an accessory, which I
Mhm.
think like might not actually be that bad of idea, you know. Or actually, like through like an app, like on your phone, and you could transfer to your Switch later.
Mhm.
That would be cool. Do it that way. I don't know. There's options. Should have done it. Like those things were fun when you were like doing them. Like Find Me.
I can hear right now the pens in the Nintendo offices being like, write that down, write that down. And then someone being like, no, don't write that down. That's a good idea. We don't do those here.
Yeah, they'd be like, we are too busy not
Making
releasing
Federation
games.
Force 2.
I mean, honestly, I would probably buy it.
Yeah, of course you would.
I mean, it wasn't that bad of a game. It just wasn't what people wanted at all.
Which is Metroid, right?
Yeah. Because they're like, hey guys, you love Metroid? Well, we got something for you. Metroid Prime Federation Force. There it is. You can play as your favorite Galactic Federation minifig.
Hey, you guys like Dr. Pepper? Yeah. Well, we got 2 liters of Dr. Thunder. Huh?
My favorite is Wegmans because they have Dr. W.
Oh, yeah, Dr.
Like,
W.
Yeah. They're like, oh, Dr. W. What you got is good. But I guess I don't know what you call it otherwise. Like, if you don't want to call it Dr. Pepper, like, how would you let people know what it is? Would you call
Mr.
it Pepper Cola?
Mr. Pepper. Resident Pepper.
Resident Pepper.
Nurse Pepper.
Sergeant Pepper.
Sergeant Pepper. That's a good one.
Ooh, that one's good. I like that one.
I think
That's
that
my
one's taken
favorite.
already, though. I think that was a copyright attached to it.
Maybe, but if JoJo can get away with it, I'm sure sure a beverage can too.
They can half get away with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, not in the U.S. Yeah, you're right.
Wasn't Sergeant Pepper the name of the dog in Star Fox 2?
I don't fucking know.
What's the dog's name in Star Fox? I'm Googling. I don't remember.
Okay, sounds good.
This is the sound of Googling.
Oh, it's General Pepper.
Ah.
General Pepper. So there you go. He was apparently in the Nintendo Power comics at one point. He was a sergeant. I don't remember this. That was not what I was referencing. That just happened to be when I typed Star Fox Sergeant. That came up. So there you go. It is General Pepper, not Dr. Pepper, not Sergeant Pepper.
There you go.
That's it. That's all I got. I'm grasping at straws now.
All right, I guess it's my turn.
Yeah.
All right, so I ended up picking up Judgment because it was on sale for the PS5 version.
Mhm.
I played it. I can tell you what is different from the PS5 version and the PS4 version. I hope
Okay.
you're ready for this. I paid
Yes.
$25.99 to
Mhm.
have 60 FPS,
Mhm.
and
You
for
do
them
like
to change the model of the first of the character that you play as.
That's it?
That's it.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, I mean, now you can see why they didn't bother to offer like an upgrade because it's not an upgrade.
It should have been an upgrade. 60 FPS is a general normal upgrade. This should have been a free upgrade. This is
What is
literally nothing except for we upped the frame rate and we changed the character model to match the voice actor more.
So
That's
what does
literally
it
all they did.
run? What does it run at normally? Was it not like a good frame rate? On the
30.
PS4?
It's locked to 30 on the PS4, and even if you play on the PS5 with the PS4 version, it is still locked to 30, and it has massive frame dips in many
Okay.
places.
That was going to be my follow-up question because I was like,
Yes.
honestly, like
30
Like,
FPS in an action beat 'em up game is not acceptable. I'm sorry, Mike. I know that you don't care about frame rate and everything, but a game where it is dependent on punching people and doing fast combos, that is not acceptable. 30 FPS is
but I was
not
going to say,
acceptable.
as long as the frame rate is steady,
It is still not acceptable. 30
I think it's
FPS feels like you're playing at half speed when you're playing those kind of games. It is not acceptable to be playing a fast-paced beat 'em up game at 30 FPS. It's just not. And
dramatic.
so, no, I mean it legitimately is not. It's not acceptable. And I don't think it's worth $25.99 though to get 60 FPS and to get a new character model. There's some new lighting. There's some new
Okay.
effects, that sort of thing. But it's not like they added ray tracing to it. They didn't. It's not like they added big massive differences. They didn't even add more gameplay, which originally I believe it was advertised as having new stuff. So yeah, this is probably one of the biggest ripoff upgrades that there has been yet. I highly don't recommend this.
Here's the question. Did it add Dame Dame?
Actually, I think it was already in the game
Okay.
because this is a spin-off of Yakuza. So they're gonna fill this with so many Yakuza elements that, everyone will be like, "Oh, I know that thing. I know that thing." So but here's another thing, and actually I want to talk about that when we get to uh news stories. Okay, anyway,
Okay. Anyway,
we'll continue. So yeah, next I played Timesplitters.
like the first
So
one.
yeah, like the first one. So let's talk about that because I think Nick had a question. What was Nick's question?
I didn't have a question. I just saw Timesplitters and I was like, "Who what?"
Oh, okay.
Why the first one?
Because I got all three of them.
Who
Um,
what?
yeah, I got all three of them, and I'll just leave it at that. But I have all three of them, and I was like, you know what? I'll just play the first one, give it another fair shake, because I haven't played it since I originally played it at the launch of the PS2, because Timesplitters was one of my launch titles for the PS2 that I purchased, and I was like, why do I not really remember the first Timesplitters? And then as I was playing, I was like, I remember why I don't remember the first Timesplitters. This isn't good.
Yeah, no.
Um,
That's why I
so
was like the first one.
yeah, so the
I
problem with
never
the
played the
first,
first one. I've only
so
played
the
2 and 3.
yeah, 2 is great. I actually have never played Future Perfect, but that's what started all of this.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I played the first one, and the thing with the first game is you basically start it like an arcade shooter, like you would in an actual arcade, where you run through an area as fast as possible and try to get to the end and then like collect something and get back so you can win your points or do your things or get a certain star rating. It's very, very basic. But the problem with this game, and I think the biggest issue is it is default inverted control scheme for up and down, that sort of thing. And that's the only way you can play this game. And it sucks. It sucks bad. Um, it makes things just not feel as smooth. I don't like inverted camera controls. They just don't work for me. I mean, the levels are very basic. Like you're running through essentially in the first stage a like tomb, something like Osiris or something, and you have to get all the way to the bottom, and you have to collect a item or an artifact, and you have to get all the way back up to where you started and leave the tomb with the artifact. And it's kind of difficult. It's very difficult because everything looks the same. There's nothing that really shows you that you're going the right direction, and enemies will just spawn in from any direction whatsoever and try to kill you the second you pick up that artifact. And it's very, very difficult and not really that fun. So
No.
like after failing 3 times, I was just like, I remember why I never played the like much of the original Timesplitters. I remember why, and I'll probably go back and try again. But I was just not having fun. So
You know, it's funny. I
huh?
could never play the first one. I
You
owned
could?
it.
Uh-huh.
Couldn't play it. It
Why?
was a blue disc.
Oh.
And you had the newer PS2, so it didn't actually run, correct?
It was the fat ones that had the issue with it, I thought.
Yep. I have fat PS2. Couldn't play it.
Mm.
Could not play it.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, I remember sending lots of unhappy people away from GameStop because their fat PS2 wouldn't play blue discs.
Yep.
Like, it's broken, we'll give you like 30 cents for it, and they'll be like, what? Please DVD's fine. Nobody wants to just watch DVDs, you jerk.
Actually, that's very untrue unless it was like later in its lifespan, because like the PS2 sold so much originally because it was a DVD player.
No. I'm saying, like, if we're going to sell PlayStation 2, you can't just be like, yeah, here's a PlayStation 2, but it only plays DVDs.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Until the laser burns out because it's already on the way there.
Mm-hmm.
Because that usually DVDs is what caused the problem in the first place, anyways. Because it didn't give the laser time to rest, and for whatever reason, blue discs were the first thing to go. So
That's so weird.
yeah, it's a very odd kind of like defect
Yeah.
that you wouldn't have known. Like, and it was so much later in like the system's life at that point. Like, people had already gotten slim ones or whatever. Like, I don't know. I just don't remember. I'm sure people weren't thrilled about it, but I don't remember people getting bent out of shape about it. Like, they probably should have, like, with the equivalent stuff that we've seen more recently, like the Red Wing of Death or the the Joy-Con shit or stuff like that. So
Well, it's funny too because like that was the only blue PS2 game I ever tried to play.
Yeah, there weren't a ton of them. Like it pretty much was like an early thing too.
Mm-hmm.
Lego Star Wars was another one. When I think about it, they got people like that people would run into issues with, but they went back and re-released that one with a silverback, if I remember too. So it was just kind of like, yeah, maybe you will, maybe you won't. I don't remember. There's some other ones too, but yeah, I mean, there really just wasn't that many of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fucking.
All right, well, let's move on from that, shall we? Because yeah, just in general, it's not that great a game. So
Okay.
I also played Call of Duty Zombies because they released a new Zombies map. I played it Friday and we failed it because their servers were ass and it crashed multiple times. So we gave up. And then I played it yesterday and we beat it twice in a row. So that's cool. And like quite literally, that's all I have to say. Like the new Zombies map is good, but I really don't want to say any more about Call of Duty than I have to. If we go into the news, we could talk about why.
Okay.
So let's head on over to the news.
Da-da-da.
So whoever wrote this down, let's start with what you wrote. Would you like to read it out loud for the class?
Activision-Blizzard lawsuit.
I like the way you said that. How much have you read of this? Have you looked at
just the initial and then some of the reactions to.
Oh, definitely. Like this has been like a roller coaster story for me because at first I saw it and I was like, well, like the game industry sucks, and I'm sure this is more common that we know. But I was just like, and I'm like, well, who knows what it is? But then like you start seeing all the people come out, and then like where it is now, and be like, oh damn, they fucked up. They fucked up real bad.
Yeah. Like, So have you read any of the court document?
I haven't read the court document.
Oh,
the only thing I saw was like a video of like an employee on
Oh my
Reddit,
god. Let me read you one part of the court document. I'm going to sensitize this so you can have it on your podcast there, all right? In a tragic example of harassment, the defendants allowed to fester in their offices a female... Okay, in a tragic example of the harassment that defendants allowed to fester in their offices, i.e., Activision-Blizzard, a female employee committed suicide while on a company trip due to a relationship that she had been having with a male supervisor. The male supervisor was found by the police to have brought toys and lubricant on this business trip. Another employee confirmed that the deceased female employee may have been suffering from other forms of harassment at work prior to her death. Specifically, during a holiday party before her death, male coworkers had been sharing photographs of the deceased person's assets. So that's the kind of lawsuit we're talking about when it comes to Activision Blizzard right now. And that's fucking disgusting.
Right, yeah, and that alone is like the segment that you read on alone is definitely an issue. I think the thing that surprised me the most was just how widespread it was. And how like the one video I saw of a guy on Reddit was basically like, yeah, we've been talking to HR stuff for years, but they like refused to get involved. Like they were just super hands off. And it's not like this was just like he said something inappropriate to me. Like I think the one was like an employee was like made to be like an escort or something and then refused to do it. And she ended up getting in trouble for it. So the person that was like instigating it. And I was like, that's like super fucked up. And part of me is like, why would you stay there? But then, there's lots of factors why people just can't leave jobs too, which makes it even more fucked up. So yeah, no, it's a hot mess. And it's they brought it all on themselves. The entire, like, there's very rarely times where I'm like the entire upper management of a company needs to be wiped out. But this is clearly is like systematic, stems from the top. And like you need to just completely like get rid of everyone that's up there and pretty much start over again. And it's probably the only way you can fix what's done there because it's disgusting.
I really just think they need to like nuke it from orbit. Like all of Activision Blizzard's got to go. Like this kind of stuff is absolutely disgusting. That was one of the tamer things that I read you, by the way. So I'm just kind of like, if that's one of the tamer things, there's a whole lot more.
Yeah. Well, like, what was it? They sent a letter to the higher ups in the company, basically being like, you guys need to get your shit together, and
Mm-hmm.
that they support the lawsuit because they basically were like, this shit is going on, and for you guys to be out here and be like, make statements like, oh yeah, you'll see that this is super false when it's not, and it's like just egregious through this company. Like, we take issue with that. Like, you need to fix these issues, and not coming out here and saying they're lies. And they had, I think, 1,000 people sign on to it when they initially sent it, and they had another 1,000 sign on after that. So that's adding up. And now I think they're talking about going on strike, which, I mean, yeah, they should. Like, it's
Yep.
sad that it took like this kind of event for them to all mobilize together to get this shit fixed. Because it obviously, like I said, this has been going on for so long, and so many people have been complacent with it.
Mm-hmm.
That, I mean, this is the epitome of like a horrible workspace. And you always hear, like, we talk about shitty game developer stuff every year, like Naughty Dog not letting people go home to their families, and
Mm-hmm.
like, obviously, like, the video game industry has an issue with,
Yeah,
like,
it's just shit.
yeah, like, all around. And yet for it to get to this level, like, I feel like this is like a whole new low. Like, it's a low that we have not seen yet. And yeah, it's fucked up. Very
I
fucked up.
completely agree.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I have any more to say on it.
I don't think either. I kind of just want to move on from that, but just like they've been doing some awful things at Activision-Blizzard, and it's just unacceptable.
Yeah, incredibly unacceptable. So hopefully the company finds a way to, well, more. I hope the employees of the company find themselves working at a company soon that is welcoming to like a good work environment. Whether the Activision-Blizzard figures out how to get their shit together, or they find themselves at a company that like does have their shit together. So good luck. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
What do we got up next?
I don't know. Where are we going?
New Dead Space was announced.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah,
It was
literally.
very, very little.
Like nothing. Like,
Yeah.
it was I guess
They
it was just like,
basically treated it the same way they treated Skate 4. They were like, it's a thing. Bye. That was it.
nope. They just, they're like, here it is. This is all we got. You know it's real, and you can stop getting all worked up about those rumors. And we're not even gonna tell you when it's coming out, but it's coming. There you go. But I mean, it definitely seems like, I know one of the rumors was that it's just like a reboot of the first one, and that was the vibe that I got from that
According
trailer.
to this trailer, it literally says the first Dead Space has been rebuilt from the ground up for next-gen consoles and PC with stunning visuals powered by the Frostbite engine. So that just pretty much confirms it if that's in the trailer, like at the bottom
I
of the
did not see
description.
that. So
description.
yeah. I don't think I watched it on YouTube. I think I saw it somewhere else. I just saw just the video. So, and I was like, oh, well, it's got the limbs thing. It's got Isaac, obviously. And then it had the, the creepy twinkle, twinkle little star. So I was like, everything in this screams just, Dead Space 1. So, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to just, like, regular, like, remake. Like, if we just make it nicer, that's cool. Maybe add a couple of quality of life features. But don't go fucking up this game too much.
Yeah, please don't. Just kind of leave it as is and make it look better. That's really all you gotta do.
Yeah. Nintendo fixes the Joy-Cons. That's in the news. Maybe. Not really. It is.
Did they?
But, well, I don't know if you saw. So apparently, we talked about it. I don't know. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago, where the guy was like, "Yeah, I fixed my Joy-Cons. I just stuck a piece of cardboard in there. Now they work." So, yeah, that's a thing. So I guess, like, tangentially, someone was just got a new pair of those Skyward Sword Joy-Cons and was like, "Oh, you know what? I might as well fix them now before they do drift, so I don't have to worry about it later." And opened it up and found out that there is already something similar of Nintendo's own design on the inside of those Joy-Cons.
Oh, okay, that sounds cool.
Yeah. So I guess, like, it's pretty much basically they put, instead of like a cardboard piece, like they put like some sort of, looks like some sort of like adhesive, like a thicker adhesive, like over that area, like a adhesive strip, probably the best way to put it. And it's right in the same area that the cardboard was. It just basically has the same effect of what that would do. And yeah, it just kind of seems like, hey, look, we're just gonna throw this in there, and hopefully this is it. I mean, granted, I'm sure they just don't want to go around having to replace those Joy-Cons for issues, so they're probably just like, let's get ahead of this. So this, it's always a pain to replace the like special edition stuff because usually you don't have more of it to replace it with. So maybe they're just like, let's just fix this now and see what happens. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But at least it looks like they're making an effort to do something about it finally.
Okay.
So there is that.
Yeah, so the director of Lucifer is going to be doing a live-action Pokemon series for Netflix.
The fuck?
Okay.
That's so weird.
It's very weird. Also, it makes me nervous because nothing live-action by Netflix is like adaptation-wise is good. So I don't have.
I mean, Lucifer was good.
Sweet Home's good.
Yeah, but Lucifer's not an adaptation.
Sweet Home's good.
Wasn't The Witcher good?
Also, Lucifer is absolutely an adaptation. It's an adaptation of the fucking comic book, my dude.
It's an adaptation of the Bible, my dude.
I'm saying they're live-action anime adaptations specifically.
Okay, understandable. Understandable. Have a nice day.
So
right.
I'm like,
Although I feel like it's going to depend more on who's doing it as opposed to Netflix paying for it.
I mean,
didn't he just tell you who's doing it? The fucking person that wrote Lucifer?
Well, no, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, Lucifer's pretty good. So, I mean, I have faith in that. Like, Netflix is just like, here's the money. So, like, that's kind of I'm like, I don't know if it's, like, even if Netflix doesn't necessarily have a great track record, I don't think it necessarily means it will be bad. I guess we'll find out. If the people involved who did Detective Pikachu.
I don't have faith for it, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. It'll probably look like Sonic.
I mean, the Sonic movie was good, wasn't it, Nick?
It was.
Well, no, I'm talking about the CG for Sonic when he was originally shown off. Get that fucking thing out of here.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And they're like, oh shit. Well, they fixed it though, so that's good. But I mean, who knows? Who knows what we'll get? That's it. But if it's in line with Detective Pikachu, then that'd be good. We'll find out. Did they give a date?
Of course not. I don't think so.
No, nothing.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to my pieces of gaming news. Which one should I go for first? The Judgement cancellation series or the pre-built gaming PC ban?
Well, no one cares about Judgement, so I mean,
yeah, it's a PC gaming.
So currently, California, Hawaii, Washington, and a few other states. I gotta find the exact ones. Okay, well, I don't know the exact other states, but there are 4 more states have basically banned pre-built gaming PCs because of power consumption regulations.
Interesting.
So essentially now, in California, you will no longer be able to buy pre-builts. That one's known for sure.
That doesn't make any sense.
They're having such a power crisis and issues that instead of doing what they need to do, like, installing solar panels or going with some new and better power plants and, actually spending money to make the place better, they've decided that they're just going to ban things that use a lot of power, starting with pre-built gaming PCs.
Well, that'll definitely get some RTX cards back into the rotation.
So yeah, Dell is the first one that's done this. They've now canceled pretty much all PC shipments of Alienwares and other gaming PCs being sent to California and Hawaii, and other places are following suit as well. And what it looks like is the only way around this is if you buy each piece by piece, because there'll be some kind of regulation or something where it'll see how much the item you're purchasing will take up power wise, and if you try to do something like buy 1,000-watt power supply and an RTX 3090 or something, they'll be like, whoa, that's too much power for you, and they won't let your sale go through.
So hold on, wait, we gotta rewind for a second because we're missing something here. At least I am.
Yeah, you just don't understand how PCs work.
No, what exactly are they limiting? Because it can't just be like pre-built PCs.
Okay, so anything that is like has a certain power threshold at the idle power as well as like when running, If it's over a certain threshold, it's being limited. This is going to be making them have to adjust the kinds of TVs they sell and other such things, and they're going to have all this stuff cleared out by the end of the year. But the major thing that's being taken into account here, because the biggest thing that's like going to be taking the most power is a pre-built gaming PC, because a pre-built gaming PC, when you factor in how much power a GPU as well as a power supply draws in, that's well over those power limits that they're wanting to instate by the end of the year in California and other such states. And as such, there are PC manufacturers that have been outright banned from shipping to California at this point in time.
Okay, that's the bit I was missing.
But yeah, basically, there's a power limitation law that's going into effect, and by the end of the year, it will be in effect in places such as California and Hawaii, and some people have already started this effect, such as Dell gaming PCs have been banned currently. You cannot buy one and have it shipped to California anymore. You can buy the parts, but you have to buy each part that's a big power like drawer separately. And you can also, from the looks of it, be fined if you use too much power. So you're also running the risk of running this big gaming PC and then they're like, oh, that used too much power even though you built it and didn't buy it. So now we're going to fine you on top of, that sort of thing. More or less, it's not looking so good for Silicon Valley. If you're going to ban the silicon in Silicon Valley.
Oh, this has got to be more about like the Bitcoin miners, isn't it?
Well, it could be. It could be a way to like stop that more or less. But like an average gaming PC will run the amount of power that is the like threshold that they're willing to ban. Because like if you're like getting banned for, I mean, not getting banned, but not being allowed to purchase things that have like a 1660 or a 3060 already, and like you just can't have shipments of Dell PCs sent to California, that's already like starting out on the low end. So like that gives us some idea of what the power threshold is, and it ain't looking good. Now consoles will be fine. Like video game consoles will be totally fine because they run with lower powers, like wattage and that sort of deal. Some TVs will be fine. I think your larger like OLED 8K TVs are not going to be doing that well. But I think things like the PS5 and the Xbox Series X and stuff like that will be totally fine whenever those do exist again. But basically PCs in general are not going to be okay between the amount of power that your monitor is going to draw, your power supply is going to draw, your graphics card's going to draw. You're going to be well over the limit. So it's not looking so good.
Yeah.
It's really interesting too, because like, are you going to start limiting like other home applications of electricity? Like, I'm
yes,
sure,
it does state other home applications of electricity will be limited as well.
So like, I can't run my AC 24/7.
Probably not there.
Bullshit.
I mean, I know New York City's already been telling people to turn off their AC when they're not at home.
Meanwhile, fucking Times Square is lit up all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid.
All right, so let's move on to the next thing, which is Judgement series canceled? Yeah, Judgement series might be canceled already.
Why?
So the talent agency that the main actor works with in Judgement is very particular about where their actor's likeness shows up, more or less. And when they make deals, there's so much red tape with the deals. And Sega, as you may have noticed recently, has been wanting to bring all of their games to PC and other consoles as well, such as the jump over to the Xbox One that they've done recently with the Yakuza series. Well, the talent agency doesn't like that. They don't like that at all, because that's not what they signed on for originally. So basically, Sega has two choices right now. They either cancel the Judgement series and start a new series with a different actor and a new story and just leave this one on the like cutting room floor and leave it alone, or they keep their game basically only PlayStation exclusive. And that's the problem we run into right now. Because I know what you're saying. You're like, I just get a different actor. But here's the issue. The actor they currently have is one of the biggest actors in Japan playing the lead role, and he is tied to one of the biggest talent agencies in Japan who have the biggest stick up their asshole. So,
Yeah.
what they say kind of goes. Or else you're going to be fighting tradition, and going against tradition in Japan is a big no-no. So, yeah, it's kind of, they've hit a wall right now, and they're probably going to end up ending the Judgment series after the sequel that comes out this year, because of the fact that there's just
They
too
won't
much
just-
red tape to continue to do what they want to do with the series.
They can't just be like, oh, just PS4 only, or PlayStation only. They can't just do that.
No, that's what they are at only right
Yeah.
now. But Sega wants to move to being more open platform with everything. And Sega is like, we would like to have our games going forward be on all systems, PC, Xbox, everything, like they've been doing with the Yakuza series right now, which is what I was pointing out. So their
Microsoft
choice,
gives us lots of money.
so their choice is either to go open platform and drop the Judgment series and start up a new series, or to just continue being only Sony exclusive. That's their two choices right now. So then Yakuza series, which will now be a turn-based RPG, will be on all systems, but the spin-off series, which will be the action beat 'em up Judgment series, will not be on all systems anymore. And then if they do that, then Sega's leaving a lot of money on the table from all those other sales that they would have gotten in the first place. And plus, on top of that, if they wanted to do like crossovers with the Yakuza series, then they got to go through even more red tape to bring in the Judgment series to the Yakuza series, and be like, oh, I can't bring the Judgment series into the Yakuza series because of the fact that it's literally tied to this one console now, and I can't bring it to the other consoles. So then that would make it like, oh, the Judgment part is exclusive to PlayStation only, and like they just don't want to deal with all that red tape bullshit. So they're either going to end the series, or they're just going to leave it as it is. They're not sure yet, but it might be canceled after this next game, which
Hot
sucks
take.
because like if you think of the okay, what was your hot take? Go on.
Oh, they shouldn't have made that deal in the first place.
They made that deal back on the PS4, back when they were Sony exclusive, before Sony kind of fucked up everything in Japan.
I know, but it just seems like it's so restrictive, you know? Like,
That's just Japan in a nutshell. You have to go through like 30 like miles of red tape to do anything in Japan. It is truly how it is.
what are you gonna say, Nick?
As I said, this sounds dumb that you
It
like
is.
just do all that shit, but I mean, I don't know. That's unfortunate for people who
Yeah,
are fans of the series.
I would just use like a shit C-list actor and just be like, then we can do what we want.
Yeah, and that's what essentially they could end up doing with the new series if they make a new series and drop the Judgment series, which might be what they end up doing.
It would make sense if if they're losing out on that much money. It might be better in the long run for them just to cut their losses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just make like a spiritual successor. Honestly, I'd just be like, fuck this guy even from the second one. But we don't need you anymore.
See,
Goodbye.
that's the problem. This guy is literally like a household name in Japan. The guy that plays the voice of the main character. To disrespect him would be to like put like a curse on your entire company. Like you would be blacklisted from Japan as a whole.
Well, that'll be good for when Microsoft purchases them.
Yeah, exactly. Be like, Sony told us to do it. Good day.
Yeah, he like works with a talent agency that's been like in the business since 1962. It was one of the first ever talent agencies that was like ever made, and they're still like stuck in old ways to the point where they don't even have like YouTube channels or any information about everyone that works for them online. The only way you can know if like who's working for them and everything is if you physically went there. Like that, it's like that old school of a talent agency, and they're like, no, you can't do that. So, like the guy that plays the character, he's like, yeah, I want everyone to be able to experience this. Let them do it. And then his talent agency's like, hold on a second, no. And he's like, sorry guys, they said no. Like that's essentially what's going on right now.
Mom said no.
Yeah, mom said no.
Like, oh well, I got lots of other things I can do. Bye. Good luck with your game.
Have fun with your game.
Yeah, that's basically it. Because this man's like, I think of like, I don't know, like some major, I don't know who fucking does things in the United States, but like, think of like some major person that does like the casting of the ball dropping and then like does like parades, and then is like a S tier actor, and then he's been like a musician and that sort of thing. Think of that kind of person, and that's who this guy is.
Okay.
So he's literally everywhere. He's like the highest of high class. Like he's the biggest of big, and as such, like what he says would be totally fine, but then he's under an agency that is the literal first starting agency ever made in Japan. So what they say is what goes because of that.
I mean, it happens, man. They got contracts.
Yep.
You gotta have
It
contracts
happens.
to get jobs. You gotta get jobs to have contracts, and it's a messy mess.
Messy.
Mess.
I was talking to a friend who's lived in Japan and dealt with Japan and just in general multiple times, and he said that what it sounds like to him essentially, and this is what I think might also be the case, is that when they signed on for the contract, they signed on for a certain thing, but then if you allow that to become a PC game, it's really easy for people to mod things. And as such, changing someone's likeness could cause a lot of problems for the company because they don't know how to deal with modern day things such as modding and that sort of deal, and changing the face of someone that they've signed on for in their games, not what they signed up for. So they like see pictures where someone's like modded something, like, oh god, no, we can't have that. And yeah. And then on top of that,
I did read that part of what you're saying. I remember now. Because that was the issue. It was PC, and like it's
Xbox also. It's Xbox because Xbox is seen as a Western company, which I mean they are, and as such, like they didn't want that as well. But
now
when
that
I
I'm
was
thinking about, the article said it was coming to Stadia, though.
yeah, that I don't. It is on Stadia. It's on Stadia right now.
Yeah. So I mean, the Western thing doesn't. Now that you mention it, the way that I had read that article was specifically talking about PC stuff, and that was what the big crunch was.
Specifically PC, but then I also read the Stadia, not the Stadia, but the Microsoft thing, because they're seen as like a Western competitor to Sony, that sort of deal. So it's seen as like direct competition.
Stadia is not a competitor.
Yeah, Stadia's not seen as anything, basically. Like if they don't understand the internet, then they sure as fuck don't understand cloud gaming. But then again, when you think about it, Google doesn't understand cloud gaming either. So,
yeah, because they were saying, like, the article I read was talking about how like it just seemed to be like a weird paradox, because technically by the limitations that they were stating was stopping them from going to PC, could theoretically be applied to Stadia as like a reason to not be on there as well. But yeah, it would just kind of.
I almost feel like Sega was able to sneak them on the Stadia because the people were like, "I don't understand what this is."
Is that a stage?
Yeah. What?
Yeah. No. That's the best. But I mean, I understand.
But we'll see what happens after this release. So there you go. That's all I have, and I'm done.
Okay. Guys, have any other news you want to talk about before we wrap this episode up?
No.
All right. Well then. Thank you, everyone, for listening to us tonight. Don't forget you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google, Amazon, wherever you get your podcasts, or you can visit the website, game-crunch.com or doublegaming.com. And if you want to reach out to us, we're on Facebook, Twitter. You can send us an email at gamecrunchcast@gmail.com. Brandon?
Yeah.
Any final thoughts?
I'm streaming as I do every Friday. You can come join me at 8 p.m. And
what's it this week?
That's a good question. I actually have already forgotten.
Pokemon Unite, right?
No, it's not Pokemon Unite.
Did you finish all your No More Heroes stuff?
No, my No More Heroes streams are like me specifically. This Friday streams are when I play with my friends. So well,
the last couple weeks when you were doing it before,
yeah. I had 2 weeks that were just me streams. So that's gone now. My friend was out of town for 2 weeks, so that was why. But I think I don't know what we're doing this week, which is a good question. I literally set it up last night, and I have already forgotten. So that sounds good.
Okay.
Hold on, let me. No. Hold on. I'm very sorry, but I have to message my friend. I have to see what the fuck he chose.
Hey, what are we doing?
Yeah, that's what I'm actually asking right now. Because I know I talked about Mortal Kombat, but I don't think we're doing that this week. And I know we talked about Serious Sam, and I don't think we're doing that this week. Because I think he wants to set up the VR headset so we can play it in VR, and I want to set mine up so we can play Serious Sam in VR as well.
That
So
makes
that'll
sense.
be fun. Yeah, I mean, it'll be good. Last week we played Golden Light, which was a lot of fun. I can't get a reply back. This sucks. I'm upset. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing this week. So there you go.
Just check it out. It'll be a mystery.
Yeah, come check it out. It'll be interesting.
No more heroes, or not no more heroes. No Man's Sky.
No, we've already done that. We already did that. We did that at the start.
See, that's what you say, but you always keep going back to it. So who knows? It's a game that never ends.
That's actually true.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, Nick, what you got?
Nothing much.
No parting words.
No, got nothing for you.
Okay. With that said, my name is Mike Anastasia. You can find me online. I'm Clash Penguin on Twitter or your favorite gaming console. And until next week, game on.
Game on.
Game. One second.
Well, we have to extract green coffee beans. Good so far.
Green coffee beans?
That's what it says.
Okay.
This doesn't make any sense. How to make pure caffeine at home. I don't like that.
I don't know. You're probably just better off buying one of those little 2-ounce shots just riddled with caffeine.
Okay, that was really weird, but I'm back now.
What was your caffeine dealer?
No, so it's funny because I'm like, I'm gonna end up on a list, and all I hear is at my door. And I was like, ah! And then I went to the door, and it was the food that I DoorDashed. But like, I have a doorbell, but they're like, let me open this man's door and just knock like it's 1910.